Welcome back to the Deep Dive. Today we're looking at a story that basically takes the entire rulebook for romance anime and just throws it out the window.
Completely. We're talking about Tonikaku Kawaii, or as it's known in English, Fly Me to the Moon.
And it looks like this super fluffy, cute rom-com on the surface, but when you actually get into the manga by Kenjiro Hata and the anime, you realize there's something way more complex going on.
It's a total bait and switch. So our mission for this deep dive is pretty clear. First, we'll give you a quick overview of the story.
Get everyone on the same page.
Exactly. And second, we need to dig into what actually makes it so entertaining, because it's this really fascinating mix of domestic comedy and some seriously deep supernatural lore.
Okay, let's start with that overview. The story kicks off with our protagonist, Nasa Yuzaki. And yes, his parents named him after NASA.
Which is hilarious. They wanted him to, reach for the stars or something.
He's a total logic monster.
Yeah.
Super smart, tops the national mock exams. Everything in his life is about efficiency. Until one snowy day, he sees a girl, Tsukasa Tsukuyomi.
And it is the most classic love at first sight setup, but the execution is just brutal.
Brutal is the word. He tries to cross the street to talk to her and immediately gets hit by a truck.
It's less of a meet cute, more of a meat crash.
Sure. But here's the kicker. Tsukasa saves him. And this kid, Nasa, with two broken legs and bleeding out, gets up and chases her down on pure adrenaline just to confess his love.
And her response is the whole premise of the show. She just looks at him and says, "I'll go out with you, but only if you marry me."
And what does he say?
Yes, instantly, before passing out. So what happens next is it's not what you expect. He drops out of high school, gets a bunch of part-time jobs, and just waits.
And then, the day he turns 18, she shows up at his door.
Yep, with marriage papers. They go straight to the ward office, sign them, and that's it. They're married. No dating, no drama, just instant married life.
A total romance speedrun. They start living in this tiny apartment, which of course promptly burns down after being struck by lightning.
Because these two have the worst luck. And that moves them into a guest house at the Arisugawa family's bathhouse.
Which is a perfect transition to our second point. What makes this story so good? Why is it so entertaining?
Well, the title is a huge clue, right? Tonikaku Kawaii. Cute no matter what.
And it is. The primary appeal is just how cute and funny their newlywed life is. You have Nasa, this genius who doesn't know what a laundry is. He has zero common sense.
Watching him try to figure out domestic life with his super cool, kind of mysterious wife is where a lot of the comedy comes from. But that's where things get really interesting.
Right. There's a reason she's so cool and mysterious.
A huge reason. This isn't just a slice of life. The sources make it very clear that Tsukasa is, for all intents and purposes, immortal.
That's the big twist. She looks like she's 16, but she's not.
Not even close. The lore connects her to the old Japanese legend of Kaguya Hime. About 1,400 years ago, she was given the elixir of immortality. She's met figures like Prince Shotoku. She traveled to America before it was even called America.
And that context just changes everything. It explains why she can, fight off a bear or handle a sword, but then she'll turn around and get completely obsessed with a new movie or a video game.
It's that contrast. She's this ancient being, but she's also lonely and loves modern pop culture. And Nasa, he's this hyper-efficient mortal who wants to optimize everything, even the bathhouse furnace. It's a fascinating dynamic.
And the humor is grounded by the supporting cast, like the Arisugawa sisters in the bathhouse. One is this mischievous manager, the other's a total airhead gamer.
So when you boil it all down, the core theme is really about proving love. They get married first and then spend the whole story actually building their relationship, finding meaning in the small, everyday moments, all against this backdrop of eternity.
It's sweet, it's hilarious, and it has just enough of that supernatural mystery to keep you hooked. I think that's a wrap on our deep dive into Tonikaku Kawaii.
But before we go, here's a thought to leave you with. In a relationship between a mortal genius obsessed with speed and an immortal girl who has seen 1,400 years of history, can love actually bridge a gap as wide as eternity?